In this video, we are going to be going over solving two-step equations that contain decimals. So we've got a few examples here. Let's go ahead and get started. In our first problem, we've got 3y minus 7.5 or 7 5/10 equals 9.24 or 9 2400ths. So what I like to do is go ahead and drop down a line through my equal sign. That gives me a left and a right side so that I can decide which side I'm going to be working on. And here is my variable. I need to identify that and identify what operations are happening over here on this left side where my variable is. I see multiplication and I see subtraction there with the 7.5. Now when we are solving equations with more than one step, we want to work in backwards order of operation to undo those operations. So that means that any addition and subtraction I want to undo first, and then we'll be moving on to that multiplication or division. In this case, we've got subtraction and then the multiplication that we're going to be undoing for this one. Okay, so I see that 7.5 is being subtracted. So in order to cancel that out, I just want to add 7.5. So this really isn't too much different from working with equations with integers. You just have to remember some of those rules with decimals. For example, right here, whenever we are adding or subtracting decimals, we need to make sure that all of those place values are lined up. Make sure the decimal points are lined up and each place value. So in this case, I need to actually add in a 0 here just as a placeholder because I needed that 7 and 9, the ones places to be lined up with each other. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to cancel these out, right? The negative 7.5 and the positive 7.5 are going to cancel out to 0, leaving me with just 3y. And then over here, I just need to add these together. So if we've got 4, 7, drop down my decimal, and then 7 plus 9 is 16. So we wind up with 16.74 equals 3y. All right, now the last step is going to be to undo that multiplication of 3. So we're going to divide by 3 on both sides. I'm going to go ahead and set this up over here on the side. So 3 can go into 16 5 times. That gives us 15. And we're going to subtract, bring down our 7. 3 can go into 7 another 5 times, so that gives us 15 again. And when we subtract, we get 2, bring down our 4, and then 3 can go into 24 8 times. Now with decimals, we would keep going if this didn't come out to evenly here and we got something else other than 0. We would want to keep dropping down zeros until we either notice that it's a repeating decimal or until it does terminate or end. Or a lot of times your instructions will tell you where to round to the tenths, hundredths, thousandths. And so then that will give you a clue as to when you can stop dividing if it does go on for a long time like that. Okay, so I'm going to drop down my y, and then this we found out is 5.58. So that is our solution for the first problem. All right, let's go on to problem 2. In this one, we have two different terms being added in the numerator of this fraction. Whenever you see an operation like that in the numerator or the denominator, go ahead and treat that as if it's in parentheses. And the reason that we want to think of it this way is because we want to, remember, do that backwards order of operations to undo those operations. So that means that this addition and subtraction is actually in parentheses. So that's going to be the thing that we undo last. And we're going to undo that division of 3 before we get to the parentheses. So let's go ahead and do that. If we undo this division of 3, the opposite is multiplication. So I'm just going to multiply both sides by 3. And you can write this as a fraction if you want to, so that you can see that these two 3's cancel out with each other. And over here on this side, I'm just going to actually write it like this, since I have a double digit times a single digit. And remember that when you are multiplying decimals, you don't have to line up the decimals like we did with our addition or subtraction problems. With multiplication, you just go ahead and slide everything over to the right, multiply as if that decimal isn't there, and then we're going to put that decimal in at the end once we have our product. So 3 times 3 gives us 9, 3 times 1 gives us 3. We have one decimal place that we need to move over here, so I'm just going to move that decimal place 1 over there in my product. So let's go ahead and see what we've got here. So we've got 2.2 plus k, that's what was left from this side, and that equals 3.9. So I'm just going to write all of that right there. All right, now we're going to undo that addition. This 2.2 is positive, right? So in order to cancel that out to 0, we want to subtract 2.2. We're going to subtract 2.2 from both sides here. That's going to cancel it out on the left side. And then we've got k equals, and then let's go ahead and subtract this. Looks like 1.7 for our solution for that one. If you need a refresher for how to work with decimals, add, subtract, multiply, or divide, I will put a link with another video that I have in the description below that reviews all of those skills. So that might be helpful for you when you're solving these types of problems with decimals. All right, let's take a look at problem 3. We've got 15.1 equals 5.5 minus 8f. This time I see that my variable is over on the right-hand side of the equation. So that's okay. We are going to go through the same process as we did before, undoing those operations in backwards order of operations. Now, when students see this subtraction sign, a common mistake that is sometimes made is that they will want to then add 5.5 to this because we see the subtraction, the opposite of that is addition. But this 5.5 is actually already positive, right? We need to start to look at those signs in front of each term. The sign that is in front goes with each of those terms as far as the sign goes, whether it's positive or negative. So this 5.5 is already positive. The 8 is what is negative in this case, okay? So we actually need to subtract 5.5 here. That is what's going to cancel this out and give us 0 for that. So let's go ahead and subtract 5.5 from this side as well. Notice that I lined up those decimals over here on this one. So this is going to cancel out, leaving us with negative 8f, right? So that subtraction sign now just travels with that 8 and is essentially a negative 8 that's being multiplied times f. And then that equals, let's see what we've got here. We're going to regroup. This is 6, drop down our decimal, and then 14 minus 5 gives us 9. So we've got 9.6 equals negative 8f. All right, so then our next step is going to be to get rid of that multiplication of negative 8. So we're going to divide by negative 8. Don't forget that you can divide by the negative at the same time as dividing by the number. You don't have to divide by 8 and then divide by negative later. You can kind of take care of both of those things with one step. So that's going to cancel out and leave us with just f. So let's see what 9.6 divided by 8 is. I'm going to write it out here to the side. 8 can go into 9 one time. That gives us 8 with 1 left over. Drop down our 6. 8 can go into 16. Oh, I forgot to bring up my decimal. 2 times 8 is 16. All right, so that decimal ends there. So we get 1.2 equals f. So that is our solution for that third problem. All right, let's take a look at our last problem here. We've got negative 6 equals 0.6h minus 9. So let's go ahead and split up our equation. Here is that variable, again, over on the right-hand side. So I want to look at what operations are happening over here. So I see multiplication and I see subtraction. All right, so in this case, we want to undo subtraction first. So we're going to add 9 to both sides of the equation. So that's going to cancel out there. And we've got a negative 6 plus 9. So remember that when we are adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers, if they have opposite signs, we want to subtract them. So that's going to give us 3. And then the sign of the larger number is the sign that our answer is going to be. So this 3 is a positive 3. So now let's just drop down 0.6h. All right, and then here we just need to divide by that 0.6 on both sides. That's going to cancel out here and leave us with just h on the right over there. Let's see what 3 divided by 0.6 is. Remember that when we are dividing by a decimal, we want to move that decimal over as many times as we can so that we get a whole number. So essentially now we're just dividing by 6, but we have to move that decimal over that same number of times for the number that we are dividing. So I'm just going to fill in that space with a 0. All right, so essentially we are dividing 30 by 6, and 30 can be divided by 6 5 times. with nothing left over. So notice that when I move my decimal, now my decimal is here, and the 30 divided by 6 is 5. I've lined up that 5 with the 0. When you're doing long division with decimals, it's really important to make sure that you have all of your numbers neatly lined up so that you don't get your place values out of order. All right, so we wind up with 5 equals h for our solution for this last problem. Okay, that is how to solve two-step equations that contain decimals. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. That does help me to continue making these videos for you. This is part of my pre-algebra series, so check out the link in the description on that. I have a ton of videos on a lot of different pre-algebra skills that you would typically see in a pre-algebra class. So check that out below, and I'll see you next time.